So you've probably seen a few videos of me in this space, and there's something I want to address. So why did I pick this space that I hold for you, to be called Curvaceous Soul-Full Kitchen? And I always think of that notion of, like, anytime you think of like a plus size person or a full figure bodied person or any of that kind of like sort, you know what I mean? It's always associated with eating too much. And I can't tell you how old news that is. Like, that is beyond old news. Like, that is so 90s. We need to just leave that shit back there. Like, it doesn't make any sense anymore. And yes, there's like some sort of truth to that, but there's a lot more like stories and energetics that actually belong with that. So it's like, it's not just food, y'all. And I feel like it's time to associate like a full figured woman or man or they, them, like anybody who has a little extra something, something needs to be associated with joy. It's time to make the shift. It's time to change the association. And how the hell do we do that? We start by embodying that joy, that shift in our kitchens. Okay, so hear me out. So, Curvaceous Soul-Full Kitchen. To me, everybody has curves. Everybody has curves. And the notion that you have curves is like a bad thing doesn't make sense. Like, it's just, you think about nature, right? You think about a tree. A tree is not concerned if it has curves or not. It just is a tree. It doesn't have to prove it's a tree either. It's just a tree. Same with like a bird or a lion, like a lioness. She's not concerned about how like groovy her hips are walking around the desert or the, safari. Like, she's not concerned. She just knows she's a bad bitch and she needs to hunt to feed her family. Like, that's all she's concerned with. But no one's always like, look how curvaceous and how much she sways her hips when she's walking. It's a line. Like, no one cares, right? It just doesn't make sense. So I want to invite you to think about that notion when you think about yourself and anybody else for that matter, because everyone has curves. Whether like everyone has hips, everyone has noses, everyone has shoulders, everyone has a head. It's round. It curves. Look at this. It curves like this. And it's just time to shatter that bullshit that if you have curves, you're not worthy. You're not enough. You can't experience anything that you want. It's just, it really doesn't make sense. It don't make no sense, y'all. And honestly, I picked the word curvaceous because to me that word is luscious, right? It kind of invokes desire. So it's just like you embody a person who's desirable, who's worthy of receiving love in whatever capacity that means. Whatever capacity that means. And that's why I like that word, because it kind of, it activates people to be like, oh, am I desirable? Can I be loved by somebody else? Am I willing to receive love from somebody else? And I want to break down the word soulful real quick. So the soul, like, sorry, the microphone, soul. We all have a soul. We all have like a spirit within us. Whether we embody her every day or it's hidden, underneath like people-pleasing tendencies or other people's like projections, like it's there, right? We have a heart and soul, and then that's what we get to connect to. Some people call it intuition. Some people say it's connected to your soul and intuition. Whatever. Don't get lost in the labels, y'all. Don't get lost in the labels, okay? And full. 2 L's, okay? Because we're in a kitchen. We like to be full and satisfied with their meals. And also, I like to be full and satisfied with my life in general. Whatever capacity that means. Because it means differently for other people. And that's amazing. That's the gift. So it's like, that's the first meaning, is like being satisfied and full, right? With what you're eating, with like how you're living your life, how you're showing up for yourself, how you're treating yourself, how you're treating, other people in your life. And the other meaning, full, 2 L's, full, means that you're whole and complete as you are. No matter what you look like, no matter how many curves you have, no matter the shape, no matter the color of the curves you have. You are whole, you are full, and you are complete as you are, and you have the right to embody that every single day. And honestly, the kitchen is simply a place to practice that embodiment for yourself. Because I've been doing this work for a while, and it doing like body work or like coming home to yourself always seems like a daunting task. And so when I received the clarity that coming home to yourself can start in the kitchen, just expanded my vision, just expanded everything, however I saw anything. Because it's like anything is possible when you practice the embodiment. And what better place to practice your embodiment, your own alignment, in your kitchen, where there's a lot of like food noise, there's a lot of shoulds, there's a lot of like other people's opinions that you need to like sort out. And then you get tangible results, right? You get a meal that you actually can create for yourself, that you feel good, that you feel satisfied, you feel full. And I just love that because I recently, I think it was like last year, and just like, working in the professional kitchen space in general, is like the kitchen is simply like a playground for your soul to play in. Because it's like there's a lot of combinations, there's a lot of possibilities that can happen in the kitchen. And yes, people can say there's accidents, but there's happy accidents. And it's like, yeah, mistakes are made. Like you'll have oopsies. I've had oopsies. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything about your worth or anything. Like it's a playground, you get to play. And, it's like playing in sand. You're going to build a castle and it's like, oh, the wave comes in and destroys your castle, but you didn't fail per se. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you get to learn how to adapt, how to tune in, how to listen to your intuition and adapt. I'm like, oh, how can I make this better? Is this just going to be trash? Do I just eat this instead? Like, these are real conversations we have in the kitchen because it's real. It's real. It's real. There's some treats I've made where I'm like, God, this needs something. What does it need? What does it need? And I was like, I couldn't fix it. I was like, I made oops. But it's like, now I know how to approach that treat, or maybe, that treat like differently when I start the process, so I don't make another oopsie. So it's just like, it's a lot of learning. It's a lot of adapting and allowing yourself to be okay not being perfect. Because I've already shared that, concept of like perfectionism doesn't belong in the kitchen. It doesn't make sense because it's full of adapting and getting to know yourself, right? You come into the kitchen whole and complete as you are. How many curves you have, no matter what that means. And you come in and you get to follow your own alignment. You get to follow your own rhythm in the kitchen, and actually gets to support you. Versus other people's like judgments come in and you're like, how come I don't feel supported? This space doesn't feel like me. And it's like, well, honey, you got to lead from you first. So it's like Curvaceous Soul-Full Kitchen. You are the start of that. You get to create the space. You get to lead yourself through that space, and you get to lead the kitchen. That is your space. That is your space. And honestly, like especially like just in this community space, like you get to learn the tools and the practices, and you get to build that confidence of like who you are in the kitchen. And you also get to know, get to learn about yourself a little bit. And that kind of translates to everywhere you go. right? It's like you get to follow your own rhythm in the kitchen. Where else in your life can you follow your rhythm? Where else can you embody more of you in the different areas of your life? So again, we just start in the kitchen, but it helps you expand everywhere in your life, because it is curvaceous, soulful living, being who you are, enjoying yourself as you are, and enjoying and creating the experiences that you want to have. And like I said, the kitchen is just a place to start. It's just a place to practice your embodiment and owning yourself and allowing yourself to be and honoring where you're at. Because there's nothing wrong with where you're at. There's no shame. There's no judgment. I took the trash out yesterday. There's no judgment here. There's no judgment. Took the trash out. And this is a space, right? This is a space for you that I hold, because everyone has the right to cook for themselves, and everyone has the right to feel whole and complete and honor their own rhythm. And honey, it just simply starts in the kitchen.